luxury. I believe sincerely, because I come from a fashion background, that in fact, all fashion houses are not built on righteous morals. The house of Versace, the house of Armani, okay? The house of Hermes, Gucci, okay? When you're in the fashion world and trying to make it, you try to understand what makes things luxury, right? Okay. Now let's look at the state of man. The state of man is that men are productive, getting things done, but also men desire women, whether for companionship or relationships, marriage. Most men, if you meet them as a teenager, even in the early 20s, you'll find that they're very simplistic in their approach to life, what they like. There are very few men that are flamboyant in terms of overtly flamboyant, top over the top type of man. Okay. So one thing I've learned about men is that they're content with the little. Most men are easy to please. Most men are happy with just, y'all cool. We got some food, we got some games, we got some beers. I'm happy. Most men are. It's when a man wants to entertain the presence of a woman. That's when he'll say, "Do you think she gonna like this shirt? Do you think she gonna like the restaurant we're going to? Do you think to, So now the burden is on the women to really have the men chase the right things or chase the wrong things. Most alcohol brands like Hennessy, Patron, they have made sales because of men trying to please women. Champagne. Most men do not need the things that they do. They will not need the things that they buy if it's not for women. If the female equation is not in the equation, if the female component is not in the equation, most men wouldn't do what they do. Most vehicles will not be purchased. The Ferraris, the Lamborghinis, the Porsches. Trust and believe. Most men would just have a good old Toyota, a pickup truck. Most men are simple. That's why I believe that the prophets were mostly men, because we don't need a whole lot. I am in the desert. I got some food, some honey, some locusts. I'm good. Let's do this. Men don't need no weave, no high heels, no lashes, no long nails. We don't need that. Okay? So it's easy for a man to be righteous because the temptations are fewer. It's easier for a man to be righteous. What I mean by righteous means right standing, not so much jealous or envious. Your neighbor, you want what the neighbor has. You're not looking at another man like, I got to have what he got going on. So the more you're content within yourself, the more likely you're going to be righteous. Living for the Most High, not trying to be greedy, not trying to get way more than you need. Yes, of course, there's a class of people in this world that are greedy, that own the world, really. But most men are just content. You look at it, most teenager boys' rooms, he just has a game console and a bed. You don't see a whole lot more. You look at a girl teenager, she got dolls and she got this and she got all types of things because that's what she needs to feel happy. And even then, she's still not happy. So the point I'm trying to make in this conversation is that most men are lured into luxury for the purpose of women, and then the women are never satisfied. And these days, men are not allowed to lead. So the man is not leading. He's got the money. He's the one getting the woman, but he's not leading. So she's leading him into idolatry. Or you got to have a Louis bag. Or I got to have a Chanel purse. So he then chasing these things instead of serving the Most High, right? You feel me? He chasing these things. And so to please her. So she's being a goddess to him. She's an idol to him. And the luxurious idol. And this, like you look at all these brands, you trust and believe they don't serve the Most High. You see the Medusa head. Medusa has nothing to do with God. So now the woman is instrumental to a man not being simplistic, not being righteous, I'm not trying to blame the wickedness of a man is on a woman. What I'm saying is a man is a very different man when he's not trying to please a woman. The type of car a man gonna drive is gonna be very different if the woman is not in the equation. The type of house he gonna live in, the trips he would take. I was backpacking. That's why I travel so much. I was backpacking. But if I'm traveling with a woman, we're gonna stay someplace different because she's gonna complain about where we're staying at. You know what I'm saying? So men travel very differently. It's very simple. Like where we're gonna eat. Let's just go eat over there. No, where women gonna be like, no, we can't eat over here. You know, like so when men try to please women, they can get caught up. Now, if you don't have the stamina of a man, you know, the masculinity of a man, say, no, we're not gonna do that, because masculinity needs to be willing. Like it has to be okay with the woman walking away from you. You gotta be okay with the woman walking away from you, and say, you know, even if you're on a trip and she acting up, you say, no, we're not doing that. So now a lot of men are sensitive to the fact that they want to be attuned to a woman's needs, that they allow her to act crazy. It shouldn't be so. But because, you know, we've been trained and a lot of men have been raised in feminine households, no man in sight. So men don't turn up like that. But if men were to lead, you wouldn't have as much debt as far as the individual debt that occurs when the female is in charge. You live within your means. You wouldn't have this crisis, homelessness amongst, you know, our melanated people. But because the man is absent, and the man that's present is the one that's raised by females only, so he's not so masculine on the scale of masculinity. And the luxury house, the elite love it that way, because that means that the woman gonna lead the man astray to buy Chanel purse. That man gonna have jewelry that he don't need, so he can show that look at me, I'm peacocking, I'm profiling. So at the end of the day, I believe that women have a lot of power over men. A lot of homes, especially when you're buying, you're building a home, they're larger than what they ought to be, because a woman will say, we need 2 more rooms. Let's have extra. When you're talking to a builder. I remember, because I've been in the building game too. So a righteous woman is hard to find, because she has to contain herself. Because if she's in her nature, the natural nature of a woman is not righteous or good at all. A woman is only a good woman when she loves the Most High and is submissive to a man. That's the only time a woman can be good. Because a woman tap into her nature, she's self-centered, she wants what she wants, it's about her. And she wants to be deified. She wants to be praised and worshipped. It's about her. And even if you don't bring nothing of value to you, she wants to be recognized as something special. So that's why all the brands, retail chains, they come to the woman to reach the man, because the man is productive resources. Man's be going to the oil rigs to go get that bread. Men dying at the battle, you know, wars and everything, deployments to get that bread, and giving it to women that are not even faithful. So now the man he goes to the oil rig and buys a Chanel purse. Like the luxury company benefits for the man's sweat to go to oil rigs. Do you think that man would have bought a purse that was worth $2,000? You know, like no man will do that. He'll buy food, a shirt, some trousers, a home, a car, practical. Now, I'm not against men buying things for women, but because of the luxury concept, it leads men to the altar of idolatry. Not only worshiping her, but worshiping the brands that don't even deserve it, because the value of those bags, they're not exactly what we're told they are. So men, in order to correct now, this is the solution part. You gotta let go of all women that are materialistic. Those ones who are insta baddies, whatever they call themselves, slave queens, whatever names they be interchanging, let them go. Be single. Be single and have a charter, a rule. You know our company policies? So whoever women you want to deal with, especially when times are hard, they have to follow in line. That's pure masculinity that a lot of the world can't deal with. Because now you're going to say, look, I like you. I'm not gonna mistreat you. I'm gonna love on you. But for me to have anything to do with you long term, these are the rules. If you can't fall in line, I'm cool. And if you can't find nobody, travel. Somebody's gonna be cool with your program. Like you gotta say these are the stipulations. If enough men did that, and I know enough men are not gonna do that, but enough men did that, women will fall in line. And these luxury brands will suffer because Chanel and whatever it is, they're getting it's the man supplying that money. Yes, there's some boss babes who got their own bread out there, but the majority of women don't got money like that. It's the men that supply this money. Okay, so men have to get back in order, serve the Most High, and make sure that the woman that's coming into your life is measured, gauged, assessed. She gotta pass some tests. Otherwise, let her go. I said enough. Peace, love, and blessings.